You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind. Yes, welcome to Reason and Thursdays. Right here on the Powerhouse Radio. Man, I have all the lines going off and all of the, let me turn some of these stuff down because it's just been buzzing. It's buzzing. It is 28th of the month. Yeah, we're right at close to the end of the 2023. And I'm just hoping that each and every one had a safe and wonderful holiday. And for those who are celebrating Kwanzaa, I want to say happy Kwanzaa to you all. And this is the last show of the year, the last show of 2023. Man, it's like it went by like Zoom, like lightning. Went by quick. Yes. And I'm telling you, right here on Reason and Thursday, we just want to thank each and every one that continues to listen to us, support us, get the word out there, sharing the links, doing all of these things to continue to have us advance and to get notified and knowledge of what goes on each and all around the world. All around the world, all the things that are going around. Because right here on Reason and Thursdays, we have touched so much topics. We have reasoned on presidents and prime ministers. We've reasoned on pharmaceutical drugs. We've reasoned on
religion,
chest, religion, domestic violence, chemical warfare, uterus, artificial uterus pods, cancers, mental health, aliens, we said religion, murders, climate change, tropical storms, gold and the precious commodities, the precious elements from the world, Jamaica, Africa, America. We've reasoned on Europe, all of the Caribbean islands, educations. We've reasoned on entertainment, entertainers, holidays, war, relationship, communications, immigrations, immigrants, HOA, homeowners association, telephone spying, slavery, crab vendors, corruptions, weather preparation, racism, sex, sexuality, Bibles, drugs, culture, money, paper, or there's no topic that we have not touched, and we will continue having no topics that we cannot touch. All right. So
you forgot too.
What's that?
Use it or lose it.
Oh, yes. It or lose it. That. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I did say sex. I did say sex and sexuality. I guess I didn't put intercourse, huh?
Right.
Use it or lose it. Because I'm going to go back over this close to the end of the program and let them know and let the listeners understand how informative Reasoning Thursdays is each and every Thursdays. So we ask you all to share the links, tell the friend and a family member
that we are here, and we ask you to please go on over to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, get notified. Oh, Queen, like, subscribe, get notified when we on, and trust me, we do definitely appreciate all that you all have done with sharing the information. Well, I have the two other hosts on the program that are on the line with me before we go down into our reasoning topics for this week. Well, Queen, do you want to say something to your listeners? You're mute. Take yourself off of mute, lady.
Queen, I do dishes.
What? I'm not doing dishes at all, sir. I am still researching. But anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome to another segment of Reasoning Thursday. I hope that everything that we're gonna go over is interesting to you. Hey, we have a lot. Some pasa aguan. Big up, big up, big up, everyone.
Well,
Darespecta.
I know our listeners are thinking right now Donald Trump is happy because there's a lot of things going on that's probably worse than what he's going through. So he's probably laughing at what's going on with our, you know, supposed to be black leaders in the ministry and entertainment. And man, I'm telling you, there's just so much evil.
So much,
Don't know where to
man.
begin, right?
Man, where to begin? We want to say, well, we have big ups yourself, Jean. Lodge up yourself. She says hello and happy holidays to you. And we want to say big ups to you, Jean. And I'm glad that you listen. I'm glad that you let us know that you are here because we received an email from Jean saying that she was told that all of the presidents were related. So, including Obama being related to, I guess, um, Bush. Is it Bush? I have to go back over and look at, but I think it's Obama being related to Bush. So we're gonna touch that. We're gonna touch that as well in our reasoning topics. And we have reasoning topics. We have false preacher. We have Nigerian parents in the U.S. We have the meaning, the meaning of Christmas, the meaning and what's happening. You know what's happening. Okay, she says it's the Bush family. It's the Bush. Yeah, Obama's related to the Bush family. And big up yourself, Donna. Donna's on. Donna says good evening.
Yeah.
So big up
But
yourself.
then, lady, can I interject real quick? You
Interject.
know, it's not just the Bush, right? There is one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight different presidents he's related to, and we gonna get in it.
Well, no, no, no. The question I didn't say how much who.
Oh, okay,
The question
okay.
was that if Obama was is kin to the Bush
Mm-hmm.
as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about that as
yeah,
well in our reasoning. In our reasoning, we have Silvera. Oh my gosh, is that yeah? Melissa Silvera. That's in our reasoning as well. A host of reasoning topics that we're gonna reason on, and it's the end of the year, so we're just gonna flow. And once we try to cover these really real as quick as we can, I want to open the lines and just hear some of what you all have to say about 2023. And I'm not sure if some of you all make resolutions. But if you do, share it. If you would like, if you can share that with us and let us know some of what your resolutions are for 2024. Alrighty, that's coming in. So hey, Where are we going to start? Where are we going to start? The Respecter Queen.
Well,
Where you want to start at?
I say put God first.
That's a good one. So I guess what we're saying is we're just diving right into there, huh? We're just diving.
Yeah.
We're not no
And
holds bar, none of that. We're just diving right into it. How about that?
right into it.
All right, right into it, right into it. Okay. Well, there's the it's there's this
Allege.
How about the Nigerian? Let's do the Nigerian first. That's quick.
well, yeah, I guess. What you say, the respect to say we have to put God first.
All right. Well, let's go. That's deep, though. That's a lot of discussion.
Well, we
Well,
did.
that
I
might
think we should save that for last. Huh?
What you said, the respecter?
I say it might be more interesting to our viewers and the followers. So do the one that might take the longest first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really serious topic
Hmm.
right there with the entire TD Jakes, the allegations that are being posed on TD Jakes, allegations that has been posed on P Diddy, and what does that you know, the entire entertainment sector,
Hmm.
Yeah,
what a
because
taint, the taint that is on them. Go ahead, the respecter. What was she saying?
yeah, because that's gonna flow right into PDD. So
All right,
you know,
all
They
right.
all are
um,
tied in. Yeah. All of them tied in.
All right. So real quick, go into Nigeria. I think since
Yeah. The Nigerian is
we're
quick.
not, we're
It's.
not sure if
Mhm.
we're dealing with, because you said put God first, but are we really dealing with godly individuals? Ouch.
yeah, yeah. Let's do the
Ouch.
Nigerians because
Knock
that's
out
gonna tie
Nigeria,
into.
Queen.
Okay.
That's a
The Nigerian is quick. It's just showing you how when you grow up in certain cultures and you come to America, how your children does not honor the cultures that you have in your country. This particular young lady, her mother is a Nigerian, and evidently she was born here. And she did a blog, she did several blogs, but this the first one she said that she posted. She's there calling her mother narcissistic and how her mother is wicked and all sort of things because of the cultural things that her mother was teaching her. um it's very deep, and I would suggest that you guys go and look for it. It's called Nigerian Daughter Called Police on the Mother, because she did call the police on her mother, because she felt that her mother shouldn't be really interfering with the raising of her daughter, which in Nigeria is very important. Grandchildren are very important in Nigeria.
and not just
um
Nigerians, but African people in itself. Go ahead.
Yeah, the whole.
yeah. It's especially Nigerians. They're real keen on the grands, and for her, not wanting the mom to get involved. But I was just really upset about how she was talking to her. I mean, on media. I mean, she called her all sort of names, and I mean, she degraded the mom really, and then called the police and said the mom did this and that to her, and how the mom throw like she would say, it's like oil, hot oil on her, all sort of things she was saying to the police. At the end she ended up apologizing to the mom, but after she did that damage, I don't think it was even married. But you guys look at it, because what it does to me, it shows you how the American children are. Some of them, not all, but some of them are raised so disrespectful. They after she's 24 4 year old. I think she was. She said she was 24, but just the way how she talked to the parents in these culture, in these African culture and Caribbean culture, it's disrespectful to talk to your parents that way, much less to sort of isolate them from their grandchildren. So, this was very interesting to me, and you guys can go and look at it for yourself. It's on YouTube, and it's called Nigerian Daughter Called Police on Her Mother.
Okay. Alrighty. And until we really watch it, I can't
Mm,
really say anything regards to that more than what I would say in regards to that is that, all around the world there are different cultures. There's
mhm,
different culture as I've even addressed last week and the week before with the Arabs and marrying off their children, and even in Africa, in Europe, Africa and
mhm.
places they marry their children to, you know, arranged marriages is what we call it. Jamaica, we used to, a lot of being raised then, and what we see now is two different things. So a lot of parents as well have to adjust to the change in
Mhm.
how we discipline our children, and the advices, a lot of the advice that we offer, and demanding for our children to honor those advices. I mean, so I'll watch it to the its entirety, but I'm glad that in the end has
Mhm.
stated that she saw that whatever her mom did
Yeah.
for the betterment of her, and that
Yes.
she did come around and apologize
Apologize. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the end of it. So I will most definitely take a time to watch it, because you did send it to myself and the Respecta, uh,
Yeah.
for our view of it. So um, yeah, children are very important. Yes,
Mhm.
to the African culture, to the Caribbean culture,
Mhm.
because you said especially Nigerian, and
Yes.
going to stop it there with especially Nigerian, because I know lots of parents that are from Sierra Leone, and other parts of Ghana that are as passionate as Nigerians, when it comes to their children, as well as Caribbean countries that are so passionate other than Nigerian. But I understand you're emphasizing on it because of this particular story,
Yes.
and that's fine. So we're gonna read into it, and once again, the name of it, and it's on YouTube. Daughter called police on mother. Nigerian daughter called police on mother. That's what it's called.
Mhm.
Okay. So our listeners, maybe we'll start out next year, 2024, because this, as we stated, this is the last program for 2023 of Reasoning Thursdays. So we're going to cover a lot, hopefully,
Mhm.
today, and open up the line so we can hear from you, our listeners, as to what 2023 has taught you, what you have
Mhm.
learned, even from Reasoning Thursdays.
Yeah. And lady, I think this is a topic that maybe we can touch on next year. The different cultures and the expectations of these families in these different cultures.
Okay, yeah, that's a reason, a good topic to watch.
Yeah.
So the different cultures around the
Mhm.
world is what we
Yeah.
call that. So I do have that listed down on it. How are you people doing? Man, hoping you all did you all stuff in the belly on Monday? Christmas,
Of
and
course
what
they
about
did.
They did.
Boxing Day? Did you? Are we gonna make it? We're gonna make this last show just fun and all about reasoning topics. And Jean, we are going to get to your questions, so don't feel no way. We gotta get up to it. We gotta get to it. Yeah, we're keeping you in suspense in the meantime. All righty. So we touched the topic with Nigerian daughter. Queen, you also had wanted to
the the principal. You want to do the one with the principal and the bursars?
before that you wanted to speak on Melissa Silvera. Last week we spoke
Oh yes. Oh Lord of mercy.
for those. Wait a minute, one moment. And for those who don't know whom Melissa Silvera is the wife of one of the PNP ambassadors in Jamaica,
Mhm.
prime parliament, one of the guys from the parliament in Jamaica, whom was found shot 3 times in her bed, but it was it wasn't reported as such. It was reported that she died in her sleep. But based off of coroner's report, it came back that indeed it she was shot 3 times. So the investigation is ensuing. And what do you have to add to that, Queen?
There was no. They found out that there was no force entry. So you know what that means, right? There was no force entry. There was no exit wound on the body. So after she was shot, there was no exit wound, and they're saying that's why there was not a lot of blood, because most of it was internal bleeding. Um, but the thing is that's concerning folks, and why they're questioning the husband, is because after all of this happened, just like about a day after, he painted the walls in the room, he changed the linen and everything in the room. He got rid of and changed it. Also, what they're saying is that let me see. Okay, she died. They're saying he said she died in his sleep, but there's this woman called Ripe Mango. That's her name, and she is bringing a lot of information to the forefront that we did not know about pertaining to this death. And again, this is on YouTube. You can look it up. It's called Update, Melissa Silvera Update, and you can see most of it in entirety on YouTube, and also it's on uh
Okay, whatever it's on,
the
we
search engines.
whatever it's on, we just done already.
Hmm.
It's foul play. We done already know that the husband definitely have to have something to do with this, because I mean, all of the changes in the house, all of everything, not just the husband, as I had stated last week, but
Hmm.
police officers and everybody involved that came out there to that scene and did not see that something was.
Hmm.
Everyone ought to be held accountable. And what I want to hear when it's all said and done is the arrests of whomever is involved in the death.
No one was arrested yet, honey. They're still investigating it.
Right. So that's where I was saying that.
So yeah, so next the New Year's we can bring more update on it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we not bring no more update more than he's been arrested and convicted and he's charged and he's gonna hang. That's what we want.
You know, these things are quick, girlfriend. The longest one is gonna be Diddy stuff.
Okay, alrighty. So the next quick one that you were talking about was the
The other quick one was the one where um mm, wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute, just 1 second. Okay, the Principal Grant, Byron Grant. Um, they found out that he was in a relationship with this individual who is the Bursars, and I also have his name too. But evidently, they had a relationship, but the relationship must have went sour in terms of another individual, and they were shot. Both of them were shot. The principal is in critical condition, but the Bursar died. And these are, if you look at it, one of them is much, it's like an older guy. He looked like in his late 60s. And the other one, it's a very young guy. Look like he's in his 40s or so. So, you know, all of this is going to lead into a puffy thing, because a lot of these older men, they have been really preying on these younger guys sexually. And what they do is they used it, to lure, they use the money to lure these individuals, especially if they're coming from a poor poor area. So you never know. But this is very interesting, and like I said, it is still being investigated. So it's an ongoing thing. Most of these we can go into it again for the new year.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, all of this, man, the ending of 2023, and then the respect to you, you haven't said anything. We haven't given you a chance to say anything in regard to the Silvera, the Silvera, in regards to all of that, and even this. But let me say this: all of this, all of this bisexual and gay thing coming out at the end of 2023, is it a sign? I mean, like, what is going on? Go ahead, the respecter, we haven't heard from you.
Revelations.
It's kind of hard for three of us talk at the same time, so I like to.
Sit back, relax, and galang and talk. You know, you just tell
Well, I'm kind of holding back because of what Queen just said a while ago. Because why?
it.
I think it's been
Revelation.
yeah, it's been a long time we're talking about the changes that's going on, and it's like a lot of people hear stories from different avenues, and they don't want to believe it that whoever sits on the throne right now is pissed off, and what's in the dark is coming to the light. And we have to make up in a free mind. So what, we have to stop different people and stop support people in nastiness and just know so we are going to end the year and start the year minding free business, live free life decent
Mhm. Mhm.
because leaders feel away and church feel away. So
Yeah.
we have to realize that only one person that go feel away is Jehovah.
And we as individual need to cut it off when we saw it. I see my son this morning. Someone sent him a text with a man dressed up as a woman in a wedding dress and what have you, and them a kiss up him and the other one a kiss up, and he cut her off. He took her off of his page. Sometimes we have to stop one in of them truck from spreading these things.
Yeah,
Serious.
Well, you have a lot of stopping in tracks that you're going to have to do because it's in your face 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's on news broadcastings, it's on television programs, it's on movies. There's not one movie now that does not have that.
Homosexuality activities. Yeah,
There's,
it's true.
the entire realm of it is everywhere. The news, they have it, even they have individuals like that, even on prime time news. I mean, so it's in our faces. But what I just feel like is that if it's something that you are against or that you do not believe in, then it's something that you need to really instill in your children. Sit down and really talk to them and let them understand the. I don't even know what to say because even the children now are depicting the same thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't know. So, the man of little words. What's your thought?
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
you have little words for true. Yeah.
This is
Little words.
like, man, it's breathtaking.
It's
It's
breathtaking.
unbelievable.
It's more than unbelievable.
No, I don't know what to say.
And you know what? And I don't want anyone to think or to feel as if we're bashing anyone or we it's it's just it becomes a little overwhelming, especially when that is not your belief and your thought that should be an appropriate lifestyle. So Jean says, I think it's all about standards. A lot of people love to be in people business. Some are just bored and love gossip. Anyone want to take that? When you say
But
standards, I'm trying to understand standards to what exactly that you're talking about. And
Let me just put
people,
this way then.
go ahead.
We all was raised to learn from other people's mistakes and try to live your life with respect and decency. Try not to be like the next person. Don't try and imitate nobody. Just be you. And we have seen people who we put our trust in get exposed for doing some things that they're not supposed to do, using God's name to get fame and money.
mm-hmm.
And then the next man criticize that man, knowing that he's in the closet too,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that
Yeah.
he or she is doing the same thing. But they paint a picture of themselves thinking that they will never be exposed,
Yeah.
you know, because they believe that they fall under the umbrella of in all your ways I will acknowledge you.
Yeah.
That's the fool they take God for. Because that's in the word that means I'm a man of God. I can do what I want and God is still gonna honor me and keep me going. Not realizing there's a cutoff point for you to keep doing the same evil over and over. Some people realize and they repent and they confess and they change their life, change their ways. But some they can't. The more they get, the more they want. And they fall into the trap of dealing with the wrong monsters because they want to be next to that monster because of pleasure mainly and power. Pleasure and power. So we can't be sorry for nobody who will pick up the book and said, God called me to preach.
Mm.
God called me to teach. Look at me, 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 me. No, we cannot be concerned about that person. They put themselves in a position and they had an opportunity to get out of that position.
Mm.
They chose not to. So when they get exposed, let it be what it be. And simple.
You-
Donna says too much blasphemy. And
right.
exactly what you said, the respect is what I was thinking when I saw the comment came from Jean as to it's all about standards. A lot of people love to be in people business. When we say that, but when you're in the public eyes, and even if you're not in the public's eyes, but you have family, people are going to be in people's business. That's just life of people being in people's business. And if you don't want people in your business, then keep it to yourself and don't put yourself in the position that what you want to stay into the dark to come out into the light.
Mm-hmm.
A person such as it is being alleged, these are all allegations. Let us clarify
Yes.
that the Bishop T.G. Jakes has association with P. Diddy, which that is not an allegation. That is a fact because it is reported, it is said, it is shown in lots of videos, etc. That he's he is involved in some way. Now, my question, not, and I'm not talking about some way, meaning having to be a sexual thing or
Mm-hmm.
anything such as, but why is why was he in? And that was always one of the questions that I have always had. Why are you in the Shake Your Booty Club? You're not in there
Mm-hmm.
preaching and doing all of and bringing people to God. You're there for enjoying the moment. You're there for enjoying the activities that is being there. So as a man of cloth, those are not the places that you should be unless you are going there to minister. And so those are questions that I know a lot of persons do have. And the phone is are the we didn't open up the lines as yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not working. I guess we have a call that we're gonna go on and take this one caller.
You might as well just let's just
Let's try.
interact with everyone. Yeah.
We just opened the lines. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Angela. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. We cannot hear you. The respecter. Am I not hearing the respecter either? The respecter.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm here.
Okay, you're here. Okay, let's see. Let's try. Okay, we have these. We have two callers calling in at one time.
Okay, you're
Caller,
here. Okay, let's see.
caller,
Try.
you
Okay,
are
we have two
connected. We have
callers calling in at one time.
okay. If we can turn down the radios in the background, if we can turn down the radios, please, in the background. If we can get the radios turned down in the background, please. Yes. All right. We have caller number one that was calling is from 873 number.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
What what I was saying about standards, what my meaning of standards is what are important to you. If you look at people's imperfectness, then those are the things that are important to you. Like watching reality TV. That's really like a gossip thing. Sometimes it's not even real. They just give you what they think that the people wants to see. And that's what I mean by standard. If these things are important to you, then yes, you're going to be interested in watching it and finding more in about it. Now, if you're doing research, that's totally different. But I think it's all about people just being more interested in people's business than minding their own. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And people being in such a case such as this situation here with TDJ, he's a man of the cloth that a lot of people look up to,
Mm-hmm.
and that stands in
But
the shadow of um being a spokesperson for God. And
and that's the
what?
problem. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. That's
That's the problem with people. You're
mhm.
always sitting there and you're looking up to somebody when there's only one person you should be looking up to. It doesn't matter. He is a human being. Okay. That's just like what's that one that died of AIDS?
Eddie Long.
Bishop Eddie Long. Okay. There's so many people that looked up to him.
He died of
But then
AIDS or
when the
he died
truth
of
came out,
cancer.
they found out who he was. Everybody is human. You
Yeah,
understand?
but that's not what I'm really saying is that when you are in the public, it's not just older people that are looking at you and seeing what you're doing. There are younger children that are coming up in this world that are seeing what you are doing. And you're an individual that's supposed to be above the norm, or so you profess
And this
that you're above the
Yeah, wait a minute.
norm.
Wait a minute.
So,
Listen. One moment. One moment.
This is
One
exactly
moment,
why
caller.
I do.
Caller.
I'm
Caller.
sorry.
One moment. We have to talk one at a time. Okay, so that we can hear both individuals. So let's complete our thought before the next one jumps in, and
Yeah.
so that we can hear what each one is saying. All right. So Queen was saying something, and then caller, you're gonna come back in. Queen, complete your thought.
Yeah, what I was trying to put out there is that these people, like Lady said, these people are in the public eyes, and the public consists of not just adult; it also consists of children. Now, you send these kids to church and you teach them that this is so and that is so and that is so. When they see things like this going on, this is against what the norms that you was taught, you know. And again, I've seen a lot of teenagers that look up to this gentleman. Okay, yes, he's a person, and he has faults, but when you're in these positions, you're supposed to have control. You're supposed to have control of what you're doing and what you're projecting out there to individuals.
Go ahead, caller. Complete
Can I
your thought.
answer that? I do
Yes.
agree with what you're saying, but as I said before, when I came to the word of standard, it's you're teaching your child to worship this man on TV, or are you teaching your child to worship God? You have to let your child understand that not because he is a man of the clergy, he is going to be perfect. There is only one perfect person in this world, and he's just an entity. You understand what I'm saying? That's my point. You can't raise your child to worship people on TV or any kind of individual. If you're teaching your child about the Father, teach a child about the Father. Don't teach a child about these people that's on television, because none of them is right. None of them is real. You don't know what their mental status is. Some of them is doing it just for the money. And that's just my point.
Okay, well,
Well,
when we say worship, and then the respecter can come in. When we say worship, I don't think that many of these followers of TD Jakes or a lot of these churches are worshiping a particular pastor. I think that what they're doing is looking up to this pastor, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why they have leaders. They have leaders in, it's just like, okay, let's say Martin Luther King. He was a leader and everyone believed in his word that what he can, let's just come together and let's fight segregation and let's this. A man such as TD Jakes is on the pulpit and he's preaching about the word of God, and he's giving you a blueprint. He's giving you more of a I won't say definition, but let's say a roadmap as to what he's explaining, rather the road that God has laid out in that was laid out in the Bible. So my problem with it is a man, if it's so, if all the allegations are so, then we have these people that are perpetrating a fraud,
Mm-hmm.
which they
Yes.
are to me considered to be false preachers. And it's not that I was worshiping or someone was worshiping that individuals, but that individual presented themselves as to be this saint. No, yes, he's human. So yes, he's not perfect, but it's still in the meantime, he was perpetrating himself as if he was clean, just as Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was watching a video where it showed how Eddie Long stood up as well as Bishop T.D. Jakes, defending themselves that they've never done anything. And in the end,
Mm-hmm.
all came out that Eddie Long wasn't whom he perpetrated to be. So that brings us questions now back to TD Jakes and his perpetrating possibly a fraud and not exactly the man of the cloth. All of these changes in the world of religion, and we come back to this word, which, as I stated early in the program, religion is something that we've reasoned on Reasoning Thursdays. If we come back to this cult situation of religion, all these big old churches where all these people are coming in and giving all of their money to these pastors that are not assisting them in no form of way, not giving back to the community the way that they ought to give back to the community. And then stories such as these, allegations such as these come out, and then all you have to say is, I don't have to tell you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you're telling me, you can tell me what you could come to me and preach to me the word of God, and then somebody forms an allegation on you, and you feel that you do not have to explain to me. That's bullcrap.
You know,
Is
you know what I
one Spectre
One
on the
moment, caller. One moment, caller. Hold your thought. Go ahead, the respecter.
respected?
I'm gonna see if I can say something that the caller will feel good about as far as what she's trying to say. 2001, when we first bought our first home in Litonia, someone told us about a church that is energized, full of energy and whatnot. Young preacher. Took my family there for the first time. Visited. The music was loud. One of the usher um, chest was bigger than a woman. Was plain to see. Um, when the preacher started preaching, he would go to the young ladies and warn them about man and how to govern herself when a man approach her, what to say, what to do. Um, do not, become too easily in sex and sex and sex. He was preaching. Service went on. Like I said, music was loud. He preached pretty well, regardless. We got home as a family, and we discussed the likes and don't likes, and we all was on the same page. That is not the church for us, and we all agreed and we didn't go back. 2 weeks later, that man was in the news. Wanted in New York for molesting the boys. Came to Georgia, got a job preaching, did the same thing. Messed with little boys. Parents have to realize if you don't start with your child at a young age, give them that choice, don't just speak to them, we're going to church. It's going to be a mess. If you look at Pastor Jake's church, and even when Eddie Long was alive, it seems to me that when a child becomes a teenager, grown as they say, graduate from high school, you don't see a lot of young men in churches because they got an early dose of what they're not going to do and what they're not going to support. Yeah, they believe in God. They love their parents, but they have this sense that the preacher ain't right. And they're not going to go along with most cases, an old man preaching to them, telling them what not to do, and then realizing they're doing the things you're telling them not to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're sneaking out the back door,
Mm-hmm.
with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and your wife is at home wondering, your husband is at home wondering, and then comes Sunday, everybody is perfect. So what the caller is saying is not necessarily kids are going to, or parents are bringing their kids to church to worship the pastor. I don't think that's what she's trying to say. It's just that we have to get it into our children at a young age that when we go to church, these are the reasons why we're going to church. To honor God, praise God, worship God, and not the pastor, because the pastor is just a man. The pastor is just a woman. They're human. They're going to make mistakes. Even when they act like they're not making any mistakes, they're making mistakes.
Um, a child learn just like when he's in school. When a child is in school, they learn from the teacher, right? That's how you develop your education and develop um, your life through what you have learned from your teacher. Now, when one is teaching someone, the person who is reciprocating what that person is saying, they're absorbing it in their brain, whether it's intentional or not. So, if you are looking a child, yes, you can teach your child all you want to teach them. It's just like when they go out in the street. Yes, they're going to be experimenting and they're going to see things that you did not teach them and they're going to try to experiment. It's the same thing. But when they're blatantly seeing it, and it's being absorbed in their brains, then no matter what you, the parent, taught them, it will have an effect on them, and that's the way I look at it. It's just the same as this man Olstein. Olstein is going around and telling people that you don't, like he's saying that this is so strange though, but he's telling people that you're not a sinner. Okay, there's a clip with him saying that. Okay, he said you're not a sinner. How can you say you're not a sinner, and the Bible tells you that we're sinners until we ask God for forgiveness or we see God and accept God or what have you. This is religious conversation, but I'm just throwing this in to tell you that yes, caller, we can think that, but as a teacher I know that children grasp and gravitate to think that things that you teach them, and if you're constantly drumming these things into a child, remember they're young and they're growing. If you keep putting these things into their minds or making it obvious on the TV for them because they do watch the media, then they will absorb some of these things. And of course the parents is going to try and make it as subtle as they can, but it do happen, I mean, I don't know if I'm really explaining what I'm really thinking, but that's the way I feel about it. They learn from what they see and what they hear.
The caller says that she had ended up forgetting what she was going to say. So she did exit off of the phone call um while the respecter was speaking. So we appreciate your insights and your input on the topic. And if you remember what you were going to say, please do call back,
Call back, yeah.
express yourself, because this is what Reasoning Thursdays is all about, is agreeing to disagree. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone's voice and everyone's opinion is respected. We
Yeah.
might not agree on the same things, but we respect what your thoughts are. So if you remember what you're going to say, please
Mm.
please do oh shoot.
Lady,
Please do call
someone like a preacher
back.
who makes a
Hold on.
mistake
I don't know what happened here.
and they know they made that mistake, no matter how grave it is, and they come on news or press conference, whatever it may be, and try to deny their faults or that they speak like
Okay. We have
I'm not perfect, and never said I
Mm.
was perfect. That's not gonna cut it for me.
No, no.
You have too much responsibility, and the biggest thing about it all, you're using God's name.
Mhm.
You say God put you in that position. God called you to preach.
God told me
Yeah.
to tell you. God told me to tell you. All right. Go
Yes,
ahead.
God told me.
Yeah.
A lot of mercy.
We have another caller from
It just
the eight
good
six
night
eight
all.
six. What? Okay,
Hey, Don.
we have an 860
Hey,
caller before the 646 caller.
896.
No, it's a 860.
Yes, it's Donna. How you doing?
No, 860-205.
Hello?
205.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, not you,
Who's this,
Donna.
Lady
There's
D?
another caller. Yes, this lady
This
D.
is Donna.
This is who?
Oh, Donna and man are talking at the same time.
Yeah, no, there was another
Two
one
different people.
before Donna as
There's
well.
another caller there.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, caller. from the 80860-205 number.
That's done.
Hey Don, how greetings.
Lady D, you should know my number by now, Lady.
Good night, Don.
My
How you guys
honestly,
doing?
All right.
my screen is messing up over here. I apologize. Apologize.
You know I love you, Lady D.
I
We
love
have
you
been
too.
coming from so far.
Yes, I love you
Oh,
too.
listen,
Yes,
listen. I'm sitting here listening to the conversation,
yes,
and what came to mind is how gullible we as a people are.
yeah.
And the reason why I say that, I notice there's a pattern. We tend to gravitate to all of these mega churches. You know, we tend to gravitate to these mega churches. That the church is pulling a big crowd, or the pastor is charismatic and he has a good command of the English language and he knows the Bible. That is enough to pull you into this church. And like I said, he has a good command of the English language, and it tells you that God said this needs to be done and that needs to be done, and you give up your money. I got news for you. Nowhere in the Bible it says God said you should give money. Nowhere in the Bible it said that. Nowhere. The people might think it's joke, but it's true. There's nowhere in the Bible where God said you should give money to the church. It said you should give tithes of what you read from
And offerings, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say money. He said whatever you read off the land or whatever 1/10 of what you read, you give it as tithes. Never said money.
Mm. It can be food, anything, right, Don?
Understanding, ma'am?
No, I said it can be food, helping someone. It can be anything. Hey, don't have to be money.
Yes. No, it's not always about money. It's not about, but these people they take the money to tell you about giving up money and they prey on your weakness and your fear. Fear.
1/3 of your salary.
One more.
Fear of going to hell. Fear of
You're
going to
done.
hell. Creating.
Done.
Yes, yes.
Those that don't have animals to donate or give us offering, or those that don't have fruit or money, they find a way to donate by sexual pleasure. I don't have anything to give besides sex.
Well, that's how they do it. But listen, you can volunteer time to help somebody that is shut-in, that is sick. You can
Yeah.
go to the food pantry.
Yes.
To the food pantry. You can do it all different ways.
To give back. Yes.
So, I don't know why people make these pastors telling about giving up your money.
And they have helicopter and big plane and big mansions.
There you go. Jenkins, I saw a video the other day with Pastor Jenkins. He's saying, and he made sense when he said it. That's one thing I agree with him. He said, any pastor that tells you he doesn't have a day job, run from him. Yeah. Any pastor that tells you he doesn't have a day job, run.
Yeah. That's I like this. I like my neighbor's church. That's what the pastor said.
My dad, growing up, my dad always had his job, and my dad was a bishop.
Yeah.
So, and we used to, when we were growing up, and we used to see Reverend Simpson and a lot of those other churches, pastors, driving these big cars and in these big homes, and we were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that my dad received, if they were giving him something in the church, my dad gave it back to the church.
Back to the church. Yes.
He never kept. So we used to always walk around and say, "Boy, we have the poorest pastor we're from pastor that we ever know." But being an adult now, I understand and his reasoning for that, because whatever comes from the church are to go back to the church,
To the church. Mm-hmm.
community. It are to serve people and not himself. So with that statement that you made, Don, it's so true. My dad kept a job. My father
Mm-hmm.
was a nurse.
Yeah.
Nursing, yeah.
But he never
I give
taken.
I give you
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
give you another example. I give you an example. Jesus was a carpenter.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to talk about what is true. Jesus was a
Mhm.
carpenter.
And
Yes.
and Don, not just that, but when the fishermen, remember when the fishermen, he told them to go and fish, go do their work?
Yeah. Yes.
Huh? Okay. Because that was their livelihood.
Yes.
His disciples, yeah. And he make them go fish and tell them if fish do them work. Yeah, they have to maintain the family.
Yes. Peter was a fisherman, even though he preached
Yeah.
the gospel. He was a fisherman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know where these nowadays pastors get this notion that they're supposed to just sit back and the church support them and them family and put them in luxurious homes and pretty cars and suits.
People did it.
His wife first lady.
Pe-
Call his wife first lady.
People did it, Don. I remember when I was young in Jamaica, the people them so poor out there, and they used to send their money come America to these evangelists, what his name, Graham and all them other they used to send their money come and them have nothing out there at Jamaica and send it come America to them.
Yes, it's true. Oil Roberts and Billy
Yes, all of them. Yes,
pray for you.
yes.
It's a game. We should listen.
Yes, it's a
I
game.
religion is man made.
Mm-hmm.
We should all try to practice spirituality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We should try to practice spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
How about
Because
start by
religion is organized. Religion is organized.
Mm-hmm.
Jean,
how
Jean,
about
All
start by
sides.
The other caller calling because I guess she's waiting to call in.
yes, yes. And Jean says, someone just told me that TD Jake said he was a preacher, not a saint. Yeah, well, with you saying that, he did say on the video that he never told anyone that he was perfect either. So I mean, that is that confession?
Hey.
Is that
But let me say this
confession?
to
Go ahead, the
what
respect of
Don
then we have
and
6
Queen was
voices.
just saying. Let us try and end the year and start the year knowing that we are quoting and somewhat believing in things that we read because it's called a Bible, and we're believing it that Bible says Jesus was this and Jesus was that, or Paul was this and Paul was that. For our own sanity, we weren't there, and none of this was available to us. Well, not us, our ancestors who were slaves for how many hundreds of years. The book wasn't available to us until a little over 200 years ago. So we have to stop believe everything that we're being told and what we're reading about in a book. Because it makes no sense that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was here, walking the earth, and yet life is the way it is. Where is the order? And I keep telling people everything is not up to this one God. Like people are saying, everybody's from this one God. If everyone was from this one God, it would have been according to his order and his order alone. There would be no need for choice. So we have to.
So what you're saying? There's more than one God?
We
It's
reasoned on
8,000 to 12,000 so-called
we
God.
reasoned on
According
that
to,
Yes, many
already.
gods. There are
according to
many
history.
gods,
And
but
what
it's
the
only one
wise men
real
say
God.
to us black folks is that, oh, yeah, but the real God is the upper G God. And the lower G gods are, it makes no sense. A man is a God. I'm a God because I can do some things that, yeah, makes me a God because I can do some,
No, you can't blow a breath in a man. Go on.
right? So we don't know if that's true, Queen. We're going by what was written. There is a creator. There are creators. Would you want to believe that Hitler was created in the images of God?
who's supposed to have love and peace. Mussolini, all these mass murderers throughout this world. Maybe I'm sorry that the same direction from what we was
You know, I asked a preacher to come on tonight, right? Because of this topic that we had. I'm not sure if the individual is still gonna come on, but I told him to come on and tune in when the topic comes up. So I'm hoping that they do. But this we need
never.
this thing here, we need to do this next year. This thing is deep. I mean,
One moment, please. One moment. These are
mhm.
exactly in slavery days the white man changed the Bible. Go ahead and complete your thought on the respect, and then we'll have 646 Donna talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just a little, I'm over it, man, because everybody's failing us, and we're gonna fail ourselves if we keep believing what people are saying and what we're reading. Because, like I said, where was the book when black folks were going through hell for how many hundreds of years? And even though it's been told by a white man that the New Testament came about because they took out 18 books out of the original book to keep black people fearful, keep us calm, so we don't rebel against them for all the wickedness that they did to us, our ancestors. And black folks are still sucking up. People got so mad at me when I told them from day one I was not going to be a supporter of Osteen because I remember my mother told me the eyes. If somebody cannot look at you when they're talking, the eyes keep closing and opening, or they're looking away, they're not to be trusted. And I was called all kinds of ignorant names because I said I will never watch this man program. Man, we gotta wake up and listen to our heart. Creator put everything that we need to know in our brain, in our heart. It's just for us not to be fearful, and we need to activate it and live it. Because the real people who deserve to be in the book and read about is Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Mandela, Rosa Parks. We're reading about mass murderers, womanizers. People think it's a great thing that King Solomon he had 1,000 wives. That's the reason why man was having sex with man. Because they couldn't find no woman because he took all the women. King David murdered, according to the book and the history, over 7,000 people.
Mhm.
We were reading about it and analyzing and studying. We have to know that there's a creator. There are creators. Because the creator was not selfish. If he was selfish, he would have said, I am going to create man in my image. He wouldn't have said, let us create man in our image.
Image. Yes.
I'm finished.
Speak your mind. Mhm.
It's Reason in Thursday.
Speak your mind.
Reason Thursdays, and I know this topic was going to be hot. Them hot. Donna, we're not leaning up to any aliens. You want to talk about the church, Bishop TD Jakes, and what's going on in the church and so on. Go ahead and dip in there.
That you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay. I was just making sure. Yeah. So the thing is that the church, people have to realize, as that caller who got disconnected, I understand what she was saying when she was trying to explain her definition of standards, right? And she said, in regards to church members, worshiping the minister, the pastor, the preacher more than God. It's as if you're not going to church to worship God. You're going to church to worship this pastor.
Mhm.
The thing is that I understand her very well when she made that point, because that's what has to be taught, as the respecter said, to our children. We have to teach our children that these are just people. We don't know if they're actually really godly. There's many characters in the Bible. You can't just say because this preacher knows about God that he's a godly or she's a godly person. Okay, so that's just it. You can know many things that's written in the Bible and you can recite it, but that doesn't mean that you're a man or a woman of God. And that church, the church, as Don Minot said, those large churches with all of these people attending and those things like that, that's just a science. That's what I've been trying to explain. And if you notice, they love to pray for when you're sick with cancer.
Mhm.
Because there's many ways to create those diseases without detecting it with the naked eye. So there's a lot of sciences, and electrical science is one of the main things that they use, especially when some of them say they catching the Holy Ghost. Okay, so this is what people have to realize. Okay, the minister is a pimp.
Ouch.
Me too.
Ouch.
All right, so that's
Mhm.
what it is. So,
Well, it's true, because you go to some of these churches, and all 3, 4 times they coming around with the plate.
Jean says, Jean says, God is
and
in you, and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was a womanizer. We need to read more about our history. Don't get me wrong, they were good men, but they were also human. And Jean also says, thank you, Miss Donna. So
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah. So
you're welcome. Yes, it's
yeah,
true.
it
I
is.
agree with her 100%, and I agree with the respect. I agree with everybody's opinion, but the whole thing is that yes, you have to let your children know, not only children, because adults as well. They go to
Mhm.
church and they worship the minister more than God. Okay,
Mhm.
so they say, "Let me pray for you. You have cancer." You're the one who created that cancer. Okay,
Donna,
you know, because I'll get into details. Okay, go ahead.
Donna,
Go ahead, the respect.
Yes.
our,
Yes, respect.
our, our children are seeing
Mhm.
things that their parents are not seeing. And young people are truly bitter for reasons because
Mhm.
most of them are forced to go to college. And when they finish college, they can't find a job.
Mhm.
And those who remain in the church and became assistant pastor, they got to sit for years and years and years because the pastor will not give up that post. And lots of them are in their late 60s, 70s. And the only time
Mhm.
that assistant pastor can take over is when somebody's lame or dead. And the same thing goes in sports and government, everything.
Mhm.
So young people are bitter, and especially the ones who parents drag them to church when they didn't want to go.
Right.
I'm
So
going to I'm
And that.
I'm
But
going to even chime in on that a little bit. A respecter.
yeah.
Back in the days, during slavery and also during real hardship, back in the days, our parents and our ancestors grasped on that concept for hope that there was someone in this Bible that was going to come and save them, take them out of this slavery, take them out of um this abuse that they had faced. And a lot of what was taught was basically that what was taught. There was a movie out a couple of years ago. I forget the gentleman's name, but he was the first one that did the revolt against the slave masters, because the slave masters was quoting and
You
teaching.
mean Kunta Kinte?
No, okay. We did say we was gonna have fun while we were at it, right?
Fun. We gonna have fun today.
That one most definitely made me laugh. Okay, no, could I forgot her name, and I'm going to try to find him. But he was the first one that, when they said you have to be obedient to your masters, and all of these stuff that was in there, they used those to control at the time back then slavery, the slaves. But then they didn't want to teach black people at that time how to read. So there was the white lady, that the white daughter, that took him and was quietly teaching him how to read. And when
Mhm.
he started to learn not just the parts that the slave masters wanted us black slaves to learn, to know, but he started to read other parts of it. And he was the first one that oh Jesus, I forget his name, that caused the revolt against some of the slave masters. It was a big movie about it. It was a big movie about it. I'm gonna get it in and get back to you. But the children, my with saying that back then it was of hope, and hoping that this savior was going to come and take us out of this poverty, and take us out of this bondage that we were in. But the children of today, the difference is they want to understand, and they want clarifications, and they want to know. It's not like where you could lead persons like you could have back then. You kind of follow what I'm saying? With me piggybacking off of you, the respecter. The respecter, you're quiet.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. You're correct.
You kind of understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, the children now, because sometimes when I talk to my sons, all college educated, and when even one of Mike would say to me, "Oh, mom, you can't tell me about this and this because this is what I studied," and he's not really into the church thing that much. You know what I mean? Because based off of his studies and what he learned, a lot of us back then is goes off of what we're told, and I don't think a lot of us really know the Bible. We know sections of the Bible. It's just like, to me, in theology school, whatever they call that school that the pastors and ministers go to. They teach them certain things in it to to attract the masses to come to that church, because in church they don't normally talk about everything that's in the Bible. They pick certain parts of the Bible to present to the congregation. You, I, maybe I'm talking out my face. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Okay, Queen, you were about to say something. Go ahead.
Um, I just lost my train of thought. Go on.
Because I took you somewhere else. I
Mhm. Sure did.
I tried to make you get into my brain, and- because my brain is all over the place. But yes,
Oh God.
You know, there's nothing in the book or in history where it says God said to preach on this book here.
And it seems to me this is just me.
Mhm.
We are living in the past because every preacher, everything is about the Bible. And we're in 2023, about to go in 2024. What about our heroes that we know of? They can be a discussion in church. Discussion in church can be about how to keep the kids who are not having a father,
Hmm.
how to grow properly.
I
Everything
think
doesn't
I,
have to
I
be
I think
taught about the Bible.
I think that maybe in some churches, though, the respecter, they may try to tie some of that in. And I don't know totally about excluding the book, because some of the things in the book is prevalent today.
Okay.
Okay, think about this one.
Go ahead.
God,
Yeah.
fight against those who fight against me. Who is
That's what I was gonna touch on.
or asking God to fight for me, fight against those who fight against me? Every one of us thinking somebody's fighting against us, and we're telling God to fight against those who fight against you, and not realizing that God is not moving a muscle the way that is concerned. And that's King David's words. After killing so many people, he's asking God to fight against those who may come after him. And we are doing that in real life.
You see, the thing is, it depends on how you look at the Bible. I look at the Bible as a teaching tool, a tool that that give you examples of things that can happen or had happened, and for you to use those examples in the way that you seem fit. Okay, now a lot of, for example, this Sunday we talked about the 10 virgin, the five that was wise and the five that was foolish. We also, that lesson alone is teaching you how to be wise, how to be prepared for any situation ahead of time. And that's how I look at the Bible. A lot of these chapters and these verses that I read in the Bible, I apply it to my life, not how society is teaching me how to apply it, but using my brains and my wisdom that God gave me to use it to work for the betterment of my life.
You
For
pick
example,
sense. You pick sense.
I know that I have to have things planned out and things set up before I attempt to do it. For example, if I'm going to go to a new job tomorrow, I'm going to make all the preparations that I can in order to be successful in that interview or that job. Well, that's what I look at. That's how I look at that lesson in the Bible with the virgins. I look at where he's telling you to be prepared in life. Don't depend on a next one to give you or a next one to show you the way, because he gave you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to can determine good from bad, and what is it will work for you and what won't. You know, you have that kind of insight. You see what I'm saying? So I look at the Bible that way. I look at as a tool for me to plan my life in the right way and how to walk in the right way. And that's how I look at it, and that's how I view the Bible.
Not me.
We are different. You know, everybody look at it differently. I had a copy of the Maccabee. My father had it, and when
What?
my father passed, I ended up inherited. It just disappeared, but I had a copy of the Maccabee, and all it is some of what is is some of the books that was
What the
omitted from the King James Version. But
girls?
you got to remember too, it's just like you whisper in somebody's ears and tell them something and say, pass it on. And they go whisper. By the time it get to the end of the room, the whole conversation is changed. Okay, look at the Bible that way. This was written by certain people that was hired to go around the countryside and get these information. So of course it's gonna be changed and it's gonna be worded by that person thought or that person mind, but it does not take away from the reality of things. And if you look at things real, then you will see and you'll understand the Bible more. And that's why people say it's in parables, but it's not really parables. It's for you to determine how it fits into your life.
Do you believe that the other races around this world are reading the same words we are reading, same
I
meaning,
think so.
same characters?
I think so, unless you are Muslim, because the Muslim have the Quran. Some have this book, some have that book. It depends on the book you're reading from. But if you are reading from the King James Version or the new, they have a thing called the new Bible or whatever they call it, and there are different versions. Right now, you have like 600 different version of the Bible. But it's all still saying the same thing because I've read about four different ones, and they're all saying the same thing. Just the wording is
Hold on.
is different.
Let the respect. Okay. What was your
But does
thought,
it
the
make
respect?
sense to you?
Some things in there make sense to me. Yes,
The reason
yes.
why all these changes and these different is for money purposes and tricking of the mind. Really and truly, to be honest, if we all just think about it, how much our parents, grandparents messed up in life because of how they brought us up. And we passed it on to our children. Well, some of us children, thank God for their own common sense and what knowledge they develop from seeing what parents put them through and what they've heard from this one and that one.
Yeah, but don't go by the pastor like you said before. Go by the word. Go by the word. Don't go by the pastor.
But parents have the word. Those who are was fortunate to grow with father and mother, parents had the words that the children need to live good in life and do good in life
Okay.
without touching the Bible or going into somebody's building. You
Numbers.
set an example for your child, for your children, the way you live, the way it was.
Spectre, don't you go to school to learn? Didn't you go to school to learn? How did you learn?
Hold the
By
thought.
your parents, from your parents, and going to school, right?
Hold the thought. Hold the thought. Hold the thought. 706-955-2001 is the number to get us in the studio. That's 706-955-2001 is the number to get us in the studio. We also have it up on the screen. If you would like to call in and reason with us and let us know what your thought is on this topic here that we're reasoning on. All right. Go ahead, the respect.
False preachers. That's what we're reading on, right?
Yeah.
Truth is, my mom, my mom left me in school at 6, went to migrate to America, and when she left me, within weeks after, I basically raised myself, me and my sister, who was a couple years older than me. No one saw us and said, "You, why you not in a school?" Nobody pays attention. So I spent all my time for about 8 years pushing cart up and down, selling fish. Yes, having a push cart, selling fish. Didn't know nothing about reading and writing. 13 and a half years old is when I start to get that teaching from one of my older sister. I had 6 years of schooling. Yeah. And the teacher that taught me, different teachers, I did what I was supposed to do. I listened and I learned. Right? And I picked sense out of nonsense. I realized it's more to the teacher who's teaching me and me being a student, listening and being respectful because I wanted to learn. And what they're teaching is what I need to get a job. I don't need the Bible to get a job unless I want to be a preacher. I don't need the Bible to know that I need to love and not hate. I don't need it for that. I don't need it to know right and wrong. It's a control to keep you fearful, thinking that God, like so many believe, fear God. Fear God. Why would God who create man, Jehovah, want us to fear him? Do you know that God needs us to work for him, to stop praying to him for this and that, and realize he already gave us everything we need? And that if I hear Lady D's prayer, and I'm in a position to bless her with what she's praying for, if I'm a medical doctor, I don't think about money and just heal her. Or if it's money she needs, and I just pay for the money. That's what I was supposed to do. Bless each other, answer each other's prayer, instead of thinking that this God going to snap his finger and send us what we want. How many of us know people who are dying, and we pray and pray and pray and pray and pray, and they still die? Yes, there are miracles. There are miracles. But most of us have it backwards. And we live in certain life because we're fearful, thinking that if we say certain things or acting the way I'm acting, God is going to blast me. We live in this fearful life of the Creator and not realizing he gave us. If he was who people think he is, being fearful of him, what happened to the mass murderers of the world? Look at Trump. What's going on with him? Look at all the leaders through a lifetime who failed the people, failed us. Preachers who failed us, and we're still holding on to. It's time to let go and lean onto your own understanding. That's another stupidness. You must read the Bible, but don't lean onto your own understanding of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the trickery? I just read Proverbs, but don't lean onto your own understanding. What you got out of Proverbs, just keep it what it is. Just believe whatever the word says. And don't try to make no sense out of it. God burned down Sodom and Gomorrah and save a family and tell the wife, the mother, not to look back. And because she looked back, he turned her a pillar of salt. And people preach about that. Oh, God dangerous and God wicked. God. Come on. Why would the Creator do such thing? And then the man turn around and have sex with his daughter and bring forth sickness. What kind of Jehovah them people are write about and preach about?
Got them thing they are going now. Hey.
All right, call
That don't make no
Don.
sense.
Don has called back. Don, go ahead.
Yeah, I just one thing. I just want to say to back up what the Respecter is saying. It just came to mind, and I went and I looked it up in Proverbs. It says, "The truth, I shall write the truth upon the table of thine heart." Right? It says, in other words, how I interpret that to mean that if you're a spiritual person, the Creator will guide you and protect you and teach and show you the way. The truth shall be written upon the tables of thine heart. The book said that, not me.
Mm-hmm. It's true. That's why I give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to know right from wrong. He gave you the tools, to know and to.
One moment, Queen. Go ahead.
That's my sister. That's why I say I practice spirituality. I believe there's a creator. I don't call it the creator God, because there are many gods. There's only one creator, the ever living creator, who creates life.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You
I
understand?
like that. I like that.
Yes, one living creator, and he lives in the heart of man. Anything that is living, that's where the creator is. Any living being, that's where the creator is. Trees, animals, humans, anywhere the life is, that's the creator. Creator is dead, life.
Mm.
Yes.
Let me read it for a second.
Folks tuning in, my goddaughter just texted me from New York, said she tuning in. She like what's going on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
You are in point, but there's one question: is
Mm.
most people only recognize Lucifer when they might go through hell. When nothing now going to them and all kinds of situations. Oh, Lucifer, Satan, devil. Yes, like you say, I'm a back up and say, yes, there is only one true creator who is of good and peace and love. The other creators or gods are evil. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. You can't say Satan tried to trick Jesus, come in the form of snake, come in the form of a beautiful woman, come in the form of whatever he wants to, but he's not considered a god. You and I know who our creator is. And we all should know who our creator is. If you are of evil and you can't get out of evil, you know who your creator is. If you like,
but isn't that choice? Isn't that Respecta? Isn't that the creator gave us choices?
And that's
choices, wouldn't you say?
That's what I said earlier. If everything was about this one creator, Jehovah, like Genesis said, he said, let us, meaning there were others around him. And some people said, no, there was no other gods around him. It was just him and Jesus. So if Jesus was born 2,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, some people said this world is millions of years old. And we are back in the year 2000 plus. There's a lot of things that you and I don't know.
So how you look at Jesus? You look at Jesus as God.
No, what Jesus is not God.
As the same, the one and only creator.
Jesus Christ is not God. If you guys would listen to the stories, no man cometh to the Father but through me. God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be all three. Don't he supposed to be all three?
Respecta, let me stop it there. That's another thing again, Respecta, when you say, when people like to use the term God the Father and the Holy Spirit. I don't buy that. It's God the Father, the Mother, and the child. God the Father, the Mother, and the child.
Yes, yes. But a lot of people don't know.
3 in 1 and 1 in 3. But the Europeans tell about the woman. They belittle the woman. They put the woman as second-class citizen. I tell you, say she's a spirit. No, she's an equal. She's an equal. It's a balanced deity. It's balance. It's man and woman. It's a balance. Because no man can bond by themselves. No man can bond by themselves. They come out a woman. No man can bond by himself and come out a woman.
And it's not 50-50. It's 100% on each side.
Yeah, it's balanced. So they say, you have to be at a certain level to get to them levels there, you know. Because when I was younger, I wasn't thinking like that. I used to be like others who would buy that garbage that they were selling me. But as I grew on, and the Almighty put knowledge in my head and show me wisdom, I said, but wait. No. Just look at nature itself. Look at nature, and you learn a lot. Just look at nature around you. How can you're going to try to convince me that man was first? And when we grew up, and all my life, we see man come out a woman. Come on.
A woman can't preach. She can't do everything else for you, but
all
she can't
there.
preach for you.
Them a biblical woman. Me no buy that no more, virgin. Me stop by that. You can't biblical no woman around me. No bother with that. If you ever come biblical woman around me, you got problems.
Would you agree
biblical no woman, man? You're crazy.
Would you agree that woman hurt woman more than man hurt woman?
People hurt people, virgin.
Woman,
and that's a choice. When people hurt each other, it's a choice you make. It's a choice.
The reason I'm saying that is, I remember, yeah, you don't have to like her, but God put things Jehovah put things in a way where if people open their eyes and recognize it, that, we just have the first black president according to history. We don't know if that's true or not, right? And there was another opportunity now for women to experience a woman president during their lifetime. And even people at the church I used to go to, that I would get in an argument with. Y'all don't see the importance of your mother, your grandmother having that experience of leaving.
But respect that.
Knowing that experience.
Respect that. You and I,
they knocked me down on it.
You and I know, respect that. You and I know that back in the day. Yeah.
One more thing. Recently, not too long ago, a man who told a woman that it looks like blood is coming out of whatever, and how much he disgraced women. And women still turned around and gave him their full support.
That's in the Western world, man. That's how corrupted and immoral the Western world is. Which brings me to the point I'm trying to make. We as black people, we need to go study ancient African history and tradition. Yeah, the African tradition, if we go back, go study it glorifies women. It glorifies women. You had great queens who ruled kingdoms. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? You got tribes in Africa where the woman carry a lot of power in all the villages run. The senior woman, the elder woman, carry a lot of say. Right now, it's still happening in parts of Africa. All the way you don't find it is where the colonization take over.
There will be no life without woman, Dan.
Exactly. Even in the animal kingdom is the same thing. So this patriarchy where man is dominant, me not buy that no more.
I don't either. Never
me
did.
not buy that no more.
Never did.
We see balance. Equal.
When pain lick man, if a woman is not around, he's done.
But listen, when him born, is a woman nourish him. The woman and first teacher. When he become an adult, is a woman him run to. All his life is a woman. All his entire life is a woman.
Some deep reasoning.
You have to look at those things, man. Religion, like I said, religion is organized. Spirituality speaks to the soul. Soul.
Yes, I respect them.
Lady.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to stay on the phone. I don't know other cars coming.
Yeah, don't go nowhere. Lady.
Yes.
You gone?
No, I'm here.
Me too. Me just listen to them, me sister.
We're under some deep reasoning here.
Tina and Dana. What we had planned, they had a better plan, huh?
You see, we must remember, that when during slavery days, them beat we over the same book,
Yeah. All right, Dan.
Accept it,
Tell
the
them.
same book where we are glorified on them beat we accept it.
Tell them, Dan. And the first book them try to give it, ancestors.
Jomo Kenyatta, as you all know, a former president of Kenya, great mama warrior, the burning spear. That's where Winston Rodney get name from, burning spear. Jomo Kenyatta came to the United Nations some years before he died. And he was talking to the United Nations on our colonization, mash up Africa. And man said, the Europeans came to Africa and they taught us to close our eyes and pray with their Christianity. And when we opened our eyes,
they take everything.
our life was gone. Them tell us to pray, and when we open our eyes, we have the Bible in our hand and the land gone.
Gold and silver, everything gone.
Is a perfect
And you
example.
know,
South Africa is a perfect example. Today, you have white people in South Africa say them are African. Where you get that from? How can white people in Africa today call themselves African? So them born in Africa. They are colonizers.
yes. And that's how they were able to kill most of the kings of Africa and the army with that trick. And close them eye and then
Them come even today, the same them are doing the Jehovah Witness and the other one. They will go around and preach gospel in Africa and the South America and Caribbean. Then come with Bible and preach all kind of thing to people of color, whether Hispanic or people of African descent. These white people left America and wherever them live and go all about in these third world countries and them preach gospel.
Look, folks, we have 5 minutes and we did not touch Gene topic, which was Obama being related to any past president. This got to continue. We got to continue this in the new year.
You just that my view is final argument to me. I think one of the biggest rope around black African people of African descent, the biggest rope around of the biggest chain around our neck is religion.
Yeah. No.
The biggest chain around because of religion, we stoop to all kind of things and tell about turn the other cheek and leave everything to time and God I go look out for we and God I go take revenge for we and God I go this for we so we are leave it to God.
And Dan, you know, long lady.
Yes, go ahead.
You know, long lady, the away from Jesus is gonna have a husband.
Mirror.
I mean, I don't want people to be saying.
Hey, you say you're gonna leave out in a bang. I guess we are, huh?
I don't know where or come in at this with us. I don't know.
He might get you involved, lady.
Yeah, the respect I did not have that conversation.
Grant your wish, man. You grant your wish.
I'm quite sure I didn't have that conversation.
Grant your wish.
But listen, we have 3 minutes left.
Mm.
We're gonna have to. But listen, Dan Minot, I'm gonna invite you back for the
Yes,
year.
for the new year.
And I'll invite you back because Cool G, we're gonna answer your question real quick. Gene, we're gonna answer your question really quick. Is all of the presidents related? And then we have to go. But let me tell you something. We said we were going out of 2023 with a bang, and this has been a bang.
Bang.
This reasoning right here is so deep.
Mhm.
It is so deep that I think I'm going to be thinking about it for the for the entire 2024. This was really serious reason, and that's why you ain't heard me say a thing. I was just listening to the two brothers reasoning, and especially reasoning on behalf of us women.
Yeah, man. Woman, man. We have to defend the woman,
Yes,
man.
so
respect woman. We have to respect woman and give woman the props.
It was a very powerful
Women are
moment.
not second-class citizens. They're not.
That's it. It was a very powerful moment, and it just had me just really tuning in to what was said, and I would love to contribute. We would love to contribute and continue this conversation, this reasoning in the new year.
Yes.
Righty. So, Queen.
Yes.
We give Jean the answer to her question real quick.
Yes. Jean, you are right. Obama is related to several presidents. He's related to both of the Bushes. He's related to Gerald Ford. He's related to Lyndon Johnson. He's related to Harry Truman. He's related to James Madison because of his mom. These people are on his mother's side. Remember, his father is Kenyan and his mother is a white American citizen.
Yes.
Mhm.
There's one more.
Which one?
He's also related to Donald Trump.
Well done, tell you.
You know what? You just throw it in, huh? I don't know about that one.
And
These are the ones that are listed in the search engine.
and that all the president except Martin Van Buren are related to King John of England, who was depicted as the villain in the Robin Hood tales. King John also signed the Mega Carta in 1215, which helped from the British Parliament. So,
Mhm.
saying from European descendants, that's how some of them are related, with the majority of them are related, which
Yeah.
if persons go back and check their ancestrals, they're doing this blood thing, which I
Yeah.
not suggest to anyone. I'm not going and putting my blood in no database to find out what and what ethnicity I am. You
Mhm.
know who I am and I know who I am. So uh,
Yeah.
that's the answer to your question. And just once again, just want to say I just thank each and everyone for tuning in to us. The ones for all I know whom is listening and is not and is not really corresponding with us, but you're listening. I get the email
Yeah.
and I hear the reasonings behind the doors. So I thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you, Don, for ever being a
Yes.
supporter. On
Yes.
Listening Thursday, forever being a supporter for myself, Lady D, the Powerhouse Radio. I thank you so much, and I wish you nothing but the best happiness, success, and all in your endeavors for 2024 and for life. Donna,
And I said on that.
Thank you.
I said on
yes,
that.
Donna is the same
Mhm.
thing. Donna, I really want to thank you, sister, for continuing to support Reasoning Thursdays. Sometimes persons don't understand, but Donna reaches a lot. But what
Yes.
I can
Mhm.
say is that a supporter of Reasoning Thursdays right here, we thank you for you to continue supporting and putting your input in each and every week with,
Mhm.
so we definitely don't take it for granted. So thank
Yes.
you
Lots
so
of
much
knowledge.
for your
Yes.
support.
You're
Lots of
welcome.
knowledge
You're
as well.
welcome.
Yes.
And okay, for all the listeners who listen to us, Blossom, Jean, all the new listeners that
Sharon, all of yeah.
oh boy, Martin, just the names for the emails that I've gotten. I just want to thank you all for the support. Mama Acid, dealing with all of that she's dealing with. I want to thank you, my sister, for all.
Mhm.
Myself and Mama Acid was doing Reasoning Thursdays for almost 18 years, and her exit is missed, and hopefully one day she'll finish what she's doing. She's getting her
Yeah.
together, and it's a time that she really needs to get herself together. So, my sister, I want to thank you for all of your contributions to Reasoning Thursdays for the beginning of this year, and for your
Mhm.
support that you continue to support Reasoning Thursdays. So, we do love you, and we definitely do miss you. For Victorious 89.1, we want to thank you for continuing to carry our program and for supporting us each and every week, not just Reason and Thursdays, but the Lady D Show and and the other programming on the Powerhouse Radio. We want to thank you, Dr. J, and the entire crew for listening into us. I just want to once again let you all know Reason and Thursday platform is here. There's no topics that we will not discuss. We just ask everyone to agree to disagree. We have gone from reasoning on presidents, prime ministers, pharmaceuticals, um, religion, domestic violence, um, artificial uterus pods, mental health, aliens, murders, tropical storms. We've reasoned on Jamaica, Africa, America, Europe, Caribbean, education, entertainers, holidays, war, relationship, communication, immigration, immigrants, homeowners association, telephone spying, slavery, vendors, corruption, weather preparation, racism, sex, sexuality, intercourse, Bible, drugs, culture, money, and a plethora of other things we have reasoned on each and every week right here on Reasoning Thursdays. As our slogan goes, you miss a little, you miss a lot. So make sure that you tune in next year with us, and definitely tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a family member that we are here and we appreciate all of our listeners. Blessings, blessings, blessings to each and everyone for 2024. Queen, you want to address your listeners?
I mean, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure being on this platform with Spectre, Lady D, and of course in the past with Sister Acid. Um, it's a good experience for me. I'm retired, so it gives me something to do to plan. I know they get on me every week because I'm always saying, "What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" But it feels so good, to be involved in this, to be able to put information out there that I know that you guys appreciate, and information that's gonna affect um people out there. So that's our goal, to just keep y'all informed and let you know what is really out there and what's going on out there. I appreciate each and every one of you. You have a blessed, a safe, and happy new year. And I'll see you guys then. Peace out.
The respect.
Lady Diana, I appreciate love you for being there for me. Thank you for inviting me and allowing me to be a part of this program. Queen, 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 I appreciate you. I
You're
like to do.
welcome, sir.
I want to let
Mhm.
Diana know that I listen to the music, them, and I rate him in full of knowledge.
And
Yes.
you to
Donna,
Atlanta, Lady D.
yes, yes, you do. Donna, you're not
Mm.
crazy. You're very wise.
Mm,
Okay, thank
And I do enjoy
mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
program. And I
you.
want to thank the listeners and ask them to keep inviting others people to join us and let me
Yes.
big thing for us going into next year. And please go into next year without being a narcissist.
We might show our face, right?
Donna, Donna, you and Donna is one of our most loyal listeners. So I'll give you a quick second to address the listeners.
I just want to say, give thanks for the reason. I don't think I don't learn. I've learned a lot from this program too, because it's a two-way street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you give information and you grasp information. I just want to say, just practice love, and most importantly, Black people pool your resources. That's all I can say. Black people
Yeah, that's
pool
enough.
your resources.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
one love.
One love, Donna.
One love, brother.
Yes, it was always a pleasure tuning into your show each and every week. And, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. And, I'll see you again in 2024.
Aye.
And
Listen, yeah.
Queen and the respecter, I just wanted to save this for last. I thank you all so much from the depths of my heart. For you all coming in, just picking up and feeding the masses with information. I've learned a lot from both of you as well. And I just thank you all. Thank you all for not being just my right hand, but also my left. And it's a pleasure. It's a utmost pleasure to share this platform with both of you each and every week. You all continue to amaze me each and every week. When Respecter said there's nothing that he has to say, he always finds something to say. Queen, and when Queen come with 50,000 topics, she breaks it down for and make show fulfilled with information. So I thank both of you so much. 2023, I don't think would have been complete for me on Reasoning Thursday without both of you. So I thank you all for investing your time in this program. And I know that 2024 is going to be even more interesting, enlightened, and full of information. And I just thank you and I wish you all nothing but the utmost blessing, happiness, and prosperity for 2024. Thank you both once again for chatting.
Thank you. I love you.
I love both of
Very
you
deep.
so much. So as we leave out, I think we're gonna leave out with some Old Lang's Eye. How about that? Be sure to join the Lady D show for the last show of 2023. Join me Saturday from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock hour. I love you all. Ciao, ciao. Mwah. Check you
Peace
out
out.
here.
Yeah. Yay!
Should old acquaintance be forgot and ever brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? Oh, old lang syne, my dear, oh, old lang syne. We take a cup of kindness, dear, oh, lang syne. Oh, lang syne, my dear, oh, lang syne. We take a cup of kindness,
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. The Lady D Show.
Wait down and tell the people. This is rule the nation.
Hmm?
And I put that thing in there last night and let it go through the night. They woke up there and
Linking the world.
I'm very excited.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, for old lang syne.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.